It's a classic showdown in Washington, D.C. The billionaire tech mogul and the Trump loyalist are going head-to-head in the latest chapter of the fight to shrink the federal government. On one side, we have Elon Musk, the world's richest man and the head of the Department of Government Efficiency, also known as DOGE, on a mission to slash the U.S. federal workforce. On the other, Kash Patel, a Trump-appointed FBI director trying to rein in Musk's chaotic campaign to shake up government departments. The result? A federal government in turmoil with employees caught in the middle. So what is this all about? It all started with a seemingly innocent email sent out across multiple federal agencies. What was the subject? What did you do last week? Musk's DOGE demanded that employees report their weekly accomplishments or risk being fired. And what was the deadline? 11:59 p.m. ET on Monday. Simple enough, right? Not quite. The email was more of a pulse check than a request to performance reviews, but the tone was unmistakably Musk-esque. Do your job or you're out. Within hours, chaos erupted. Departments from the FBI to Homeland Security scrambled as senior officials advised employees not to respond. The word came down: don't engage until further notice. FBI's Kash Patel, ever the stalwart Trump appointee, made it clear to his staff the FBI is in charge of the review processes. Meanwhile, federal workers were left to wonder, is this even legal? Musk, who has already laid off thousands of employees and offered buyouts to tens of thousands more in his first few weeks leading DOGE, has clearly made it his mission to streamline the government operations. His task? Cutting down the bloated 2.3 million strong federal workforce. But his heavy-handed approach has drawn ire, especially from those who argue that his methods are more about chaos than efficiency. The email, which was sent from the Office of Personnel Management, also known as the OPM, quickly triggered a storm of confusion. FBI, defense, education, and Homeland Security workers were left scrambling, unsure whether to comply with Musk's orders or stick with their usual chains of command. It didn't take long before unions, including the powerful American Federation of Government Employees, that's the AFGE, called Musk's demand an overreach. The union even threatened to challenge his authority in court, claiming Musk doesn't have the legal right to fire federal employees based on such a vague directive. While some federal workers, like those at the Drug Enforcement Administration, better known as the DEA, were told to go ahead and respond, most were instructed to hold off. This left employees frustrated and uncertain about their futures. Some were already dealing with weeks of instability and rumors of mass firings, and now they had to figure out whether ignoring Musk's directive meant handing in their resignation. An IRS employee told Reuters, "I really wonder when someone is going to say enough." This reflected the anxiety felt across agencies in the United States. The truth is, reforming the US government, particularly one that carries $36 trillion debt, is no easy a task. While many agree that streamlining government operations could save billions, Musk's abrasive approach has raised eyebrows. Senator John Curtis, who's a Republican from Utah, voiced concern on CBS News, saying, "If I could say one thing to Elon Musk, it's please put a dose of compassion in all this. After all, these are real people with real jobs and real mortgages." Musk, however, wasn't backing down. On social media platform X, he doubled down, calling the email a very basic pulse check and defending it as a necessary step towards reform. The tweet that followed, a scathing jab at federal agencies that stated, "Extremely troubling that some parts of the government think this is too much. What is wrong with them?" Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie joined the chorus of critics calling the email a complete overstep and suggesting it would likely be defeated in court. Christie's assessment: from a management perspective, this is a clown car of a situation. And he's not wrong. Whether it's the disarray in how the government is handling personnel or the lack of clear authority for Musk's orders, it's a complete mess. Meanwhile, some departments, including the judiciary, were left entirely out of the conversation. They too received the email even though they aren't under the executive control. This prompted confusion about why they were included in that email chain in the first place. At the end of the day, this is all part of a much larger battle. Musk's push to trim the federal workforce may have noble intentions, but the execution is far from smooth. Kash Patel's quiet resistance and the confusion among federal workers paint a picture of a system in turmoil. If nothing else, it's clear that the battle for the soul of the US government is far from over. With Musk and Patel at odds, the stakes are only getting higher. So will this chaotic purge ultimately result in a leaner, more efficient US government, or will it be a political and legal disaster? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. For more updates on Elon Musk's directives and what's DOGE doing, and of course Donald Trump's executive orders that will follow, stay tuned to the official YouTube channel of the Indian Express.